Welcome back, guys. Real quick one here today because I'm at Minnesota Key Beach and it is packed. It is packed here for the summer, but this is the time of year, as you guys can see. Got some seaweed out there, but it is what it is. Doesn't seem to be stopping too many people, so that's cool. I want to talk about new construction, what's going on now that we're out of season, things I'm seeing. Some stuff, just saw a pretty big national builder take $100,000 clip up in Lakespur. I'll show you guys that property that was dropped. I mean, from the asking to the purchase price, it's pretty dramatic. So kind of starting to seem like anything goes here now. Things that we're working on with friends of the channel, things that we're negotiating, getting aggressive with the builders, not being told no. So some interesting things coming up. I did have a recent debacle where we were in the same community and got two different prices from two different sales reps. So it doesn't seem like there's even a lot of consistency internally on what's going on. I have gone to new build communities where the pricing sheets are inaccurate, that the reps don't know, things have changed. That's kind of how quick some of this is evolving. Certain places holding very, very strong, while I'm seeing a general weakening along the southwest coast, but there are some communities that may be in close proximity to where I am today that are standing pretty firm. But we'll see how that goes. It's the time of year we're starting to see free pool promotions. Oh, free $100,000 pool. That stuff's coming back. A lot of incentives that had been clawed back for January through May, which is kind of what I suspected. And I told some people, you're going to see the best promotions get cut now in the summer, potentially in the fall, as this is really our slow season right now. So that's where you're going to probably get the best deals. Come back January, I think everything's going to get clawed back again, but that also depends on what interest rates look like, what the economy looks like. There's so much in the air that it's almost impossible to forecast what's going to be going on at that point in the housing market, not just in Southwest Florida, but as a whole. So I will take you guys through a new construction model here again, but I also want to touch on, I know I talk about this, I beat this into people's heads, inspections, guys, because you do get some pushback even on new builds. And, sometimes I don't think even reps understand the importance of them. I mean, we just did one with friends of the channel. We got an aggressive deal on a place and we go in and the inspector's like, hey, there's two really cold spots in the ceiling. And I noticed that there's a return line for the air conditioners in these rooms, but there's no supply. Well, that's because they drywalled over the supply and it's just up in the attic. So, now had you not got an inspection, would that get fixed under a warranty? If you ever noticed it, you probably would start wondering why this room is so excruciatingly hot, and it would take time to get uncovered. Would they fix it? Most likely. But like I always say, why push that to when the burden is on you to get everybody coordinated? All your stuff's in the house. Just try to get it done beforehand if you can. And real quick, guys, let's take a look at this house that I referenced in Lakespur. So here's one example of what I'm talking about, guys. This is a Pulte home in Lakespur in Wellen Park, just sold on July 1st for $499,000. This is actually a Mystique model. It's 3 beds, 3 baths, 2228 square feet. And of course, they took all the photos down, but we'll take a look at them. So I actually did a tour of this model not too long ago. At the one at Beach Walk, actually, I went through. So you guys may have seen this house. This is what it looks like without all the fancy stuff in it. I actually toured these with a few buyers at a couple of communities. They're building these down in Cedar Grove, Arbor Oaks, a lot of places. Obviously, no pool in the back, but you kind of get the gist of what's going on here. For a new construction, I would have got a little fancier photos, but it is what it is. And you guys can see from the map here, it's not near a main road. There's nothing like any external circumstances that I can see that would cause this, but I do have a theory and I'll show you why in a second. But originally listed at $601,000, not even 3 months ago, April 23rd, 2025, it comes on the market. 70 days later, it sells for over $100,000 off of the asking price, a 17% haircut on a brand new construction house in Wellen Park. And when you hop over to a Redfin estimate, Redfin thinks this thing is still 575. That's how fast the market's moving. The algorithms can't even tell. Up 76,000 since it sold a few days ago, yet down 3,000 since May. This is how fast this market's moving, guys. The algorithm thinks this should be $75,000 more than it sold for. And why would they slash that price that quickly, you say? Well, let's take a look at the recently sold comp right here. On the same street, kind of looks like a similar home for 500,000. Would you look at that? So go figure. Go figure, guys. It's almost the same house. It's a Mystique model. The square footage, again, is going to be slightly different. I actually like this house better. I like the finishings in here. Me personally, the photos are better, that's for sure. But it doesn't look like, okay, so you've got the corner sliders here. You don't have that big double slider extended lanai. So there's some differences, but this is what you got to keep track of. How quickly are they dropping these prices and what's going on around you? Because it can change the dynamic very fast. And this just sold on May 20th. So what was this originally listed for? 600K, and then they raised it to 601. They must have thought rates were going to go down. Here comes the big price drop, so 525, and then it settles at 499. So how do you justify this home down the street? You can't. You have to match that price just about, and that looks like that's exactly what happened here. And this is starting to occur all over Southwest Florida. Again, guys, this is Wellen Park. This is ironclad Wellen Park, specifically Lakespur here, that had not seen any stuff like this occurring yet. And again, yeah, 777's there, but it's not that close. I mean, you may hear it, but you're not going to see it. So it's going to be interesting to see what else is going on in here. I'm seeing similar activity across the Wellen Park area. And because I have for anyone who doesn't know where Wellen Park is, we're basically here in Florida, in case you want to know the greater scheme of things, right below Sarasota. And because I have access to the data, I happen to know that on both of these sales, there was also seller concessions given. So they gave the buyer either closing cost assistance or some sort of buy downs on top of these price cuts. That is what is starting to happen around the region. I've reached the end of the public beach, so this is probably a good time to segue into why, most of you guys already know, why things are so aggressive here. I want to throw up this graph, well, this map really, from Resi Club. They have the 1 year price change year over year from May 24 to May 25. And what do you notice on this map, guys? Where are all the red areas? They're here. They're in Southwest Florida. Now, it's spreading a little bit, but nothing to the degree of pretty much right where I'm standing. That is what's fueling most of these incentives and the new construction guys around here to get super aggressive, because we've seen probably the biggest price declines in the country. I think the Wall Street Journal just came out and deemed Cape Coral the worst housing market in the nation. And I'd argue Punta Gorda fights for that sometimes if they're basing it on numbers. But yeah, this is kind of the epicenter of everything that you can see here as far as price declines go. And somehow I always wear black, all black, when I come to the beach. Not a good, I never plan on shooting, not a good outfit for today. But I want to follow up that map with this one, again, also from Resi Club, showing the largest growth of negative equity in the country. And wouldn't you know it, guys, they could overlap each other. Pretty much same thing here, except Texas is getting lit up pretty good too. So portions of Texas and Florida seeing the biggest negative equity growth, or loss, I should say. And not going to surprise anyone, but that's why in these specific regions, builders have to be so aggressive at this point. And I'm just looping through all these paths here by the Cabana area, kind of show you guys what it looks like, I guess, as you walk up, come on out. So it's a beautiful day. And this is fairly packed for being out of season. Oh my God, guys, we actually have lifeguards here. We have lifeguards at Minnesota Beach. I didn't know that. It's the only beach I've been to with lifeguards. Those of you who don't know, I was a lifeguard for 10 years in the Northeast. So I salute you, my friend. Never would I do it at the ocean. Godspeed. So I keep referring to us as the epicenter. Why I think this is most likely going to spread, especially with builder incentives, is because of this graph now from Yahoo Finance. Look at the median list price completely overtake median household income. It's, you know, people kick and scream. It's rates and all this. It's price. It's always been price, guys. The price is the issue. And across Southwest Florida, to some degree, Florida as a whole, pricing is adjusting. I don't know where it's going to land. Southwest Florida seemed like it was first. We got hit the hardest here, the fastest, and it is sort of spreading out. But I don't know if we keep going. I don't know, I don't know what the future brings. But things are way out of balance when wages and home prices look like this. So the parking situation, not super packed, but it's filled up. Inglewood has a bit more of their parking lot opened at this point, Inglewood Beach, but still not enough to accommodate something of this size. I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm sure that's pushing people here in this direction. It's not much further north, right outside of Beach Walk. So I don't know. And because I'm mentioning all this new construction, like I said, guys, let's do a quick tour on one of the new models I recently went through. Okay, guys, this is another model at Beach Walk. This is the Stellar, probably one of their larger homes. It's starting at $668,000. Of course, that is with no pool, and you can do a lot of upgrades to it. 2483 under air, 3 bedrooms, 3 or 4 baths. You can do a 2 or 3 car garage. This one's going to have 3 cars. Let's take a look. So like I mentioned, guys, this particular model is at Beach Walk by Minnesota Key, but you will see similar Stellar models up and down the Southwest coast at Devasta's various communities, Pulte's communities. So when you come in right away, you've got the office on the left, in-law suite on the right. I like the double doors. All this fancy woodwork, guys, this is just for the model. This is not how the homes are delivered. I do have to preface that. Even the closet in the primary, which you're going to see, is not standard, but it is beautiful in this model. So you have an in-law suite on the right here. I'm always a fan of that. This kind of seems to be the status quo now when you're getting new construction, is they're going to have an office right off the entryway, or at least an in-law suite or an in-law wing close by. This happens to have both. So you have the in-law suite on the right, and we will get you back in the living area. But you also have this guest wing here on the left, which can also be used as in-law access, because you can see the garage entries here. You have a nice space to hang all your winter coats that you wear in Florida, running shoes and things like that. Your laundry area is a decent size with a utility sink, and we'll get you in the garage really quickly. It's got Pulte stuff in it, but it's a standard 3-car, decent size, no bump out. Coming back into the guest wing, you have your first bath here on the right. We will swing back into that, but this is technically your 3rd bedroom over here. Perfectly serviceable. Even guys, even the closet hardware, that is not included. You got to put that in later. I do like the tile they use in the bathroom. They go to the ceiling in all of these models. Even the pool bath I really like here. But you can use this as an in-law suite as well. The living area is very open, and the kitchen is nice and spacious. I like the features that they've done in here. You have the, like the little wine fridge. The pantry is a very good size. The island is a great size. And again, this is going to be gas cooktop, as you can see here, as everything is in Beach Walk. This is your dining area. Great view of the pool. Very nice, spacious area, I think, as well. And we'll take you through kind of the kitchen a little more slowly here. I like to do the island shot to show, this is what you would see when you're in the kitchen. Anything you're working on in the living area, watching kids, watching family, things like that. But this is a great size pantry. I like the build out they did in here. Again, not standard. You got to put this in yourself. This is the model. So they've got the corner sliders here, which I also appreciate. We'll take you into the primary. Before we do, I'll stop in at the pool bath. So this is going to be technically your 4th bath on this model right here. So they did 4 baths. This is just for the pool. You could use this for the guest area as well, but I think it's awesome that it comes off of the screen lanai area. And again, I really like their bathrooms that they do in these models. Primary is a great size. Overkill for me personally, just a massive bedroom. But I'm a guy, I need a bed and a dresser. That's it. I mean, I'm sure my wife could do a lot of things in here. Now, the primary bathroom, I mean, one of the major highlights of this house, anytime I come in here, is this walk-in closet. Again, this is all built out, guys. You can have this put in. It's not standard, but it just kind of shows how large this is and what you can do in here. This is one of my favorite features to show on this model. Excellent size shower, the little seating area or leg up area. Access for the ladies there, I'm told that's very important. You're not going to be sitting on that and letting the shower hit you. But you can see this is a great size bathroom. We'll get you through the primary and one more spin in the living area, and obviously we're going to head outside. So just so you can kind of see what it looks like from every angle. Now the covered area here, I feel is a little tight because this is mainly your entryway. You're coming in from either the pool bath, your living area, or your dining area. And to me, it's a little hard to have a table there. It's definitely workable, but as you can tell, most of the space is devoted to this massive pool. This thing is awesome. It's got the sun shelf, the spa. You've got seating areas above the pool, seating areas behind the pool, but the covered area is a little tough in my opinion. And I'm getting mixed reviews on the sun shelves. People like them, people hate them these days. I still like them, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, that's going to do it for me today, guys. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.